Imagine a weapon that can destroy aircraft flying low across the sky, with a rapid-fire system that sends hundreds of deadly rounds flying every minute. Now, picture that this weapon has been in service for decades, continuously updated to stay relevant in modern warfare. What if I told you that this weapon, despite its age, is still feared by pilots around the world? In today's video, we'll dive into the fascinating story of the ZSU 23-4 Shilka, a Soviet anti-aircraft gun system that changed the game in defense, leaving a legacy still alive in the modern world. Stick around to the end because what you're about to learn will surprise you and reveal why the Shilka continues to haunt the skies, decades after it was first introduced. The ZSU 23-4 Shilka is one of the most famous anti-aircraft systems ever built. It's feared by pilots because of its unique design and effectiveness against low-flying aircraft. The story of the Shilka starts back in the 1960s during the Cold War when tensions between superpowers were at their highest. The Soviet Union realized that they needed a more advanced system to protect their forces from modern aircraft that could easily destroy ground targets. Enter the ZSU 23-4, a weapon that would change everything. Before the Shilka, the Soviet military used the ZSU 57-2, a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun with powerful 57mm cannons. While it had firepower, it had some serious limitations. The ZSU 57-2 used optical tracking to aim at targets, which meant it had to be stationary to be effective. The lack of radar and limited ammunition made it an impractical choice against modern, fast-moving aircraft. The Soviet Union needed a new, better solution to defend against these threats. And so, the Shilka was born. The goal was to create a system that could track and destroy low-flying targets, such as enemy planes and helicopters, while being mobile enough to keep up with Soviet armored formations. The design was based on the GM 575 chassis, a reliable tracked vehicle used by the Soviet Army. On top of this vehicle, engineers placed a turret with 4 rapid-fire 23mm autocannons, which were powerful enough to take down most aerial targets. The Shilka was equipped with a radar system called the RPK-2 Tobol, which could detect enemy aircraft up to 12 miles away. This radar allowed the Shilka's crew to lock onto targets before they even came into firing range, making the Shilka an incredibly effective weapon. The system's accuracy and speed meant that it could easily shoot down low-flying aircraft that tried to evade missiles or other defense systems. To make sure the guns didn't overheat during long bursts of fire, the Shilka had a water cooling system. With a capacity to carry over 2,000 rounds of 23mm ammunition, it could sustain its firepower for long periods. The Shilka's crew consisted of 4 people: a driver, a commander, a gunner, and a radar operator. Together, they made the Shilka a lethal force, capable of engaging targets from both the ground and the sky. What made the Shilka so powerful was its ability to move while firing. Unlike older systems, which were often stationary, the Shilka could keep up with the rest of the armored forces on the battlefield. This mobility was critical in ensuring that the weapon could always be in the right place at the right time to protect ground forces from air attacks. The turret design was also unique, providing a full 360-degree rotation, which allowed the Shilka to engage targets from all directions. Whether it was a plane zooming across the sky or an enemy vehicle on the ground, the Shilka's guns could track and destroy them. The system's high rate of fire, combined with its radar-guided accuracy, made it a terrifying adversary for anyone who dared to fly low over enemy lines. The ZSU 23-4 entered service in 1965, and it didn't take long for it to prove itself on the battlefield. The Soviet Union used it to protect their airspace, defend valuable military targets, and provide support for ground forces. It could be deployed anywhere as it was just as mobile as any other armored vehicle. Whether stationed along the border or accompanying tanks on the front lines, the Shilka quickly became an essential part of Soviet military strategy. As the years went by, the Shilka saw action in several global conflicts. It was used in the War of Attrition, the Yom Kippur War, the Vietnam War, and many others. During these wars, the Shilka's rapid-fire cannons and radar system made it an indispensable asset for defending against enemy aircraft. Even though the Shilka was originally designed in the 1960s, it proved to be extremely effective in these conflicts, and it wasn't long before the Soviet Union and its allies began to export the system to other countries. By the time the 1970s rolled around, the ZSU 23-4 had become a feared and respected weapon around the world. Countries in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and South America were receiving Shilkas, and they quickly became a common sight in many militaries. The Shilka was used not only as an anti-aircraft gun but also as a versatile weapon that could engage ground targets, providing valuable fire support in a variety of combat situations. Over the years, the Shilka has undergone several upgrades to keep it competitive in modern warfare. One of the most notable upgrades came in the 1990s, when the system was fitted with surface-to-air missile systems. This added another layer of defense, allowing the Shilka to engage both low-flying aircraft and missile threats. Additionally, electronic and digital upgrades have kept the system relevant, helping it adapt to modern combat environments. Countries like Ukraine, Poland, and several others have modernized their Shilkas with new technology to improve their performance. The addition of night vision systems, digital control systems, and advanced radar has helped the Shilka remain effective even in the 21st century. While its basic design may be decades old, the Shilka continues to evolve, proving that sometimes an old weapon can still hold its ground against newer, more advanced threats. The ZSU 23-4 Shilka is still in use today, and its legacy is one of strength, adaptability, and sheer firepower. It has proven to be a powerful weapon capable of defending against low-flying aircraft and providing valuable fire support on the ground. While modern anti-aircraft systems have advanced, the Shilka remains a symbol of Soviet engineering and battlefield effectiveness. Its role on the battlefield has changed over time, but its place in history is undeniable. The Shilka's ability to adapt and evolve with the changing tides of warfare has allowed it to maintain its relevance for decades. Today, it is still used by many countries around the world, continuing its legacy as one of the most powerful and feared anti-aircraft systems ever created. So, the next time you hear about the ZSU 23-4 Shilka, remember that it is more than just an old weapon. It is a symbol of how innovative thinking and smart design can lead to a weapon that remains effective, even as the world of warfare evolves. So, there you have it, the story of the ZSU 23-4 Shilka, a weapon that has stood the test of time and remains a key player in modern defense systems. If you found this video interesting and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button. Your support helps us continue creating these fascinating stories about military history and technology. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more exciting content like this. We love hearing your thoughts, so leave a comment below and share your opinion on the ZSU 23-4. Do you think it still has a place on the battlefield today? Let us know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.